So, have you normally like voted every election? Do you usually?
Yeah. Try to make sure I vote every election. Yes.
Okay. How have your past voting experiences been?
Usually it's a family affair. We take everybody to go. 2 years ago it was a pretty long line,
Oh, okay.
but I had a how old were my kids then? 1 and 6, and they stood in line for the whole 2.5 hours we were in line to vote. But they had a good time with the crowd and everything else. So yeah,
Okay.
we make it a family affair.
Okay. Have there been any complications that make it difficult to get to the polls? Like,
No, other than dragging my kids along, no, there has not been
okay.
no complications.
Is there anything that would make voting an easier or more enjoyable process for you?
Always picking the right candidate.
Okay.
The Make it easier. We've got a variety of ways to vote, which is really nice right now in Colorado, from the mail-in to early voting to actual going on polling days. So that sort of diversity of experience, I think, has helped open up the polls. So that's nice.
Okay. So that's all. Okay. So, how have your past voting experiences been? And have you had
Um,
any problems?
no, I've never had any problems voting. Last voting time, I went to the voting booth and just actually went to a polling place. But this year, I dropped off like a mail-in ballot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, is there anything that would make your voting experience an easier or more enjoyable process? Like,
I thought it was easier to do the drop-off ballot early. I actually voted last week,
okay.
and I found that much easier than standing in line on the actual voting day.
Okay. And then, has the media been a big part of your voting experience or, like, influenced?
No, I definitely watch the news and I pay attention to the debates and watch TV, but I wouldn't say that it's influenced my decision too much. What's influenced my decision has been personally investigating and researching the different platforms of the candidates.
Okay. So, do you usually vote in all the elections?
Yes.
Okay. How have your past voting experiences been? And this one?
Um, I've never had any problem. I've never had to wait in line very long. They've always been great.
Okay. Or does your job allow you to go and
I
vote?
don't know. They should if I ask, but I haven't asked.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be a law. But
Yeah. Okay. And then, has the media influenced your
no,
vote? No.
I try to put them out.
Okay. Okay. And, let's see. Are there any are there other complications that make it difficult for you to get to the polls sometimes?
No,
Or? Okay.
I think that we all know it's coming, and it's open 7 to 7, so there's
Yeah.
no problems.
Okay. And then, is there anything that would make voting an easier or more enjoyable process for you?
Yeah, less ads, less phone calls, less solicitors.
Okay.
Other
Okay.
than that, it's okay.
Okay. Do you usually vote in all of the elections?
I do.
Okay. Do you have a reason why you?
I just think it's important to be kind of an active citizen and let my, even though it's one vote, be heard one way or the other, whichever way I'm voting on an issue.
Okay. Have you ever run into any complications or difficulties at the polls?
No, I've really only been to the polls a couple times, and ever since they've had the mail-in, I've sort of been able to, I've done that, so it's a little easier.
Okay. Does your job allow you the time to go vote?
Mm-hmm. If I had to, yeah,
Okay.
it does.
And then, is there anything that would make voting an easier, more enjoyable process for you?
More enjoyable? Yeah, if they gave me ice cream after I came out of the booth, maybe I'd go to the booth more often. Sometimes the wording of some of the amendments or referendums is a little, difficult to understand.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have sort of a guide. Those come in the mail every so often, and I kind of kind of use those as a crutch when I'm sort of stuck on something. But
Okay.
other than that, it seems to be okay.
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 I was wondering, do you usually vote in all of the elections, or?
Yep.
Okay. And how have your past voting experiences been?
They've worked out pretty well, especially today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever run into a problem when voting, or felt pressure to vote one way or the other?
Nope.
Okay. Is there anything that would make voting an easier, more enjoyable process for you?
No, it's pretty efficient with the new voting booths. I use the new one they have in there, which is it's not all sealed in and it's all electronic. It's pretty easy.
Okay. So, do you usually vote in every election, or?
Well, seeing as how this one's my first, yes.
Okay. Have you ever did you run into a problem?
No.
No? Okay. Is there anything that would make voting an easier
Aside from
experience?
lines, probably not.
Okay, and has the media influenced your vote at all?
Not really. It made me want to do my own research for it, though, to understand what's going on instead of what they just feed you.
Okay. Okay.
Just smile.
So, did you run into a problem when you were voting?
No. First I got confused because I went into like the actual polls and things all set up, and I got it though.
Okay. Is there anything that would make voting an easier, more enjoyable process for you?
Not to have the ballot so long, and the presidential electors, that was kind of confusing because you didn't heard of them, like over half of them.
Okay. And then has the media influenced you at all for your voting choice?
A little, but I try not to let the media have too much influence over me.
Okay. So, how have your past voting experiences been?
Good.
Good.
Generally, they've been very easy. I haven't had to stand in line very long, and mail-in ballot makes it much easier.
Okay. And then, is there anything that would make voting an easier, more enjoyable process for you?
No?
No? Okay. Does your job allow you time to go vote?
Yes.
Okay. And then, do you usually vote in all of the elections?
Yes.
Okay. And, has the media influenced you at all in your voting choice?
The media in the sense of, you mean like online information
Or
that's posted, or like
online
TV?
and TV, just everything that's out there.
I have been looking at online polling websites just to get an idea of where the candidates are, but I would say for the most part, no, because I read the Blue Book and educate myself about the candidates and the amendments, so
Okay.
not really.